A billionaire once told me something at a coffee shop that completely rewired my brain about money. I was 23, eating ramen for the third night in a row, checking my bank account obsessively like it was going to magically grow overnight. Spoiler alert, it didn't. And this guy leans over and says, "Kid, forget about becoming a millionaire. That's too far away. Your only mission right now is to save and invest $50,000. Once you hit that number, everything changes. The game becomes completely different." I looked at him like he just told me to build a rocket ship in my backyard. $50,000? I had $1,200 to my name, and half of that was going to rent in like 5 days. But you know what? I took his advice seriously, and holy crap, he was right. So today, I'm going to explain why your first 50K is literally the only number you should care about right now, and why everything after that becomes weirdly, almost suspiciously easy. The problem. All right, let's get real about why saving 50K feels like trying to fill a swimming pool with a teaspoon. There are 3 massive things working against you, and nobody wants to talk about them because they're kind of depressing. But we're going to talk about them anyway because I'm Mr. Coin, and that's what I do. Problem number 1. You're broke because you're new. Think about your career like a video game. When you start playing, you're level 1. You've got no armor, no special abilities, no cool weapons. You're basically running around getting destroyed by everyone who's been playing longer than you. The level 50 players, they're flying around with flaming swords, making it look easy. That's your boss who's been at the company for 15 years. And here's the really fun part. It's actually gotten worse for younger people. Millennials are earning about 20% less than boomers did at the same age when you adjust for inflation. Gen Z? Even tougher. The entry-level job that used to pay enough for an apartment and a car now barely covers rent if you have 3 roommates and one of them is named the couch. Meanwhile, housing costs have increased 3 times faster than wages. So yeah, you're not crazy. It really is harder than it used to be. Problem number 2. Everything is trying to steal your money. Real talk. The average American spends $18,000 per year on stuff they literally don't even remember buying. I'm not talking about rent or electricity or food. I'm talking about that streaming service you signed up for because you wanted to watch one show and then forgot to cancel. The DoorDash order at midnight because cooking felt impossible. The Amazon packages that show up and you're like, "Oh yeah, I did order that random thing at 2 a.m." We live in an economy that has been scientifically engineered to extract cash from your wallet. Every app you open is designed by people with psychology degrees whose entire job is making you spend money. You ever notice how everything is a subscription now? That's not an accident. It's way easier to forget about $9.99 per month than to spend $120 all at once. Problem number 3. Compound interest is useless when you're broke. Okay, everyone loves to talk about compound interest like it's some kind of money printer. Just invest and let your money work for you. Passive income, financial freedom. But here's the truth that nobody mentions. Compound interest does absolutely nothing for you when you don't have any money. Let me show you what I mean. Say you invest $5,000 in an index fund that returns 8% per year, which is pretty standard historically. After 1 year, you've made $400. Congrats. That's less than one nice dinner for 2. After 5 years, you've made about $2,300 total. That's 5 years of waiting to earn what some people spend on a vacation. This is why getting to 50K feels impossible. You can't sit back and let compound interest save you. You have to brute force it by actually earning money and not spending it, which is about as fun as it sounds. I remember this phase. I was working my regular job, doing freelance video editing on weekends, and eating the same meal prep chicken and rice for like 8 months straight. Was it fun? Absolutely not. Did it work? Unfortunately, yes. The turning point. But here's where things get interesting. Once you hit that 50K mark, all 3 of those problems I just described start working for you instead of against you. Your income starts going up faster because you've actually built some skills that companies will pay for. Your spending habits are locked in because you've been practicing being reasonable with money for years. And most importantly, compound interest stops being this pathetic little side hustle and becomes an actual wealth-building machine. Let me prove it with some numbers that are going to make you either really excited or really mad that you didn't start earlier. Possibly both. The math. Okay, check this out. I'm going to show you something that broke my brain when I first saw it. Let's say you invest $500 every single month into a boring index fund. Nothing fancy, no crypto, no meme stocks, just a regular S&P 500 fund that averages 8% returns per year, which is pretty normal historically. Here's how long it takes to hit each milestone. Getting from 0 to 50K takes 6.5 years. 6.5 years. That's a long time. That's longer than most people's relationships these days. That's saying no to things. That's watching your friends go to Coachella while you stay home. That's driving a car that makes weird noises and just hoping it keeps working. It's rough. I get it. But now watch what happens. Getting from 50K to 100K takes only 4.2 years. Wait, hold on. You just shaved off more than 2 years. You're suddenly moving 35% faster and you're doing the exact same thing. The same $500 per month, the same index fund, but it's happening way faster. It gets even crazier. 100K to 150K, 3.1 years. 150K to 200K, 2.5 years. 200K to 250K, 2.1 years. Do you see what's happening here? Each chunk of 50K takes less time than the one before it. The ball starts rolling downhill and it picks up speed. This is compound interest actually working the way everyone says it's supposed to work. Here's my favorite example, and this one really drives it home. Let's say you grind hard and hit 50K by the time you're 30 years old. You keep investing that same $500 per month. Nothing changes. You're not trying to time the market or pick the next Tesla, just boring, consistent investing. By 40, you'll have around $180,000. By 50, you'll have around $420,000. By 60, you'll have around $860,000. And here's the absolute kicker. Out of that $860,000, you only put in $180,000 of your own money. The other $680,000 is just compound interest doing the heavy lifting while you're off living your life. But none of this happens if you don't get that first 50K in the bank. That's the entry fee. That's the cover charge to get into the club where money actually starts making sense. So how do you actually do it without losing your mind?
The method, sprint. I created something I call the sprint method, and it's what helped me hit 50K in less than 5 years, even though I was making less than 40K per year at the time. It's not magic, it's not fun, but it works. S is for slash your big 3. Most people try to budget by tracking every single penny. They download 17 apps, create color-coded spreadsheets, and then feel guilty about buying a coffee. That's exhausting and it doesn't work because you can't sustain it. Instead, focus on what I call the big 3. Housing, transportation, and food. These 3 things eat up about 60 to 70% of most people's money. If you're spending more than 30% of your income on rent, something's got to change. Get a roommate, move further out, negotiate with your landlord. I know it's not ideal, but this is temporary. If you've got a car payment over $400 per month, you're sabotaging yourself. I don't care if it's a nice car. A 2015 Honda Civic will get you to work just fine, and it costs like $8,000 used. Yeah, it's not sexy. Neither is being broke at 40. If you're spending $500 per month on restaurants and takeout, learn to cook 5 meals. I'm not saying become a chef. I'm saying learn to make chicken, rice, pasta, tacos, and stir fry. That's it. Those 5 things will keep you alive and save you thousands. Cut your big 3 expenses by just 20% and you'll free up more money than any budgeting app ever could. P is for pursue the income ladder. Here's an uncomfortable truth. You cannot save your way to 50K if you're making $35,000 per year. The math just doesn't work unless you want to eat nothing but beans for a decade. You need to make more money. There are 3 ways to do this. Option 1, climb the ladder faster at your current job. Every year you're not getting a raise or promotion, you're literally losing money to inflation. Be annoying about asking for more responsibility and more pay. Document every win, make it impossible for them to say no. Option 2, job hop every 2 to 3 years. I know they told you loyalty matters. It doesn't. Job hoppers earn 50% more over their lifetime than people who stay at one company. It's messed up, but it's reality. Companies will pay more to attract new talent than to keep existing employees happy.
Option 3, start a side income stream. And I'm not talking about some guru course promising you'll make $10,000 in your first month. I'm talking about freelancing a skill you already have. Can you write? Freelance writing. Can you edit videos? Freelance editing. Can you code? Freelance development. Can you do literally anything? Someone will pay you for it. When I was building my first 50K, I was editing videos on weekends. Did it suck? Yes. Was I tired all the time? Also yes. But that extra $800 to $1,200 per month literally doubled my savings rate. R is Ruthlessly Automate. Willpower is a limited resource. If you rely on willpower to save money every month, you will fail. I don't care how disciplined you think you are. The solution is to automate everything so you never have to make a decision. Set up automatic transfers from checking to your investment account the day after your paycheck hits. If you never see the money, you won't spend it. It's like it never existed. Start with 10% of your income, then every 3 months, increase it by 1%. You won't even notice the difference, but after 2 years, you'll be saving 18% automatically. This one habit will build your 50K faster than anything else on this list. I is for invest. Don't save. Keeping your money in a regular savings account is financial self-sabotage. Right now, with inflation around 3% and savings accounts paying like 0.5%, you're losing 2.5% of your purchasing power every year. Your money's getting weaker while you watch. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account for emergencies. That's your safety net. Everything else needs to be invested. I'm talking about simple, boring index funds like VTI or VOO. You buy them and then you forget about them and let them grow. But Mr. Coin, what if the market crashes? Great question. Here's the thing. Every single market crash in history has recovered. Every single one. The people who got rich are the ones who kept buying when everyone else was panicking and selling. N is for negotiate everything. Most people just accept whatever price they're given. That's leaving thousands of dollars on the table. Your salary when you get a job offer? Negotiate. Your rent when you renew your lease? Negotiate. Your car insurance every 6 months? Call them and negotiate. Your internet bill? Negotiate. Your medical bills? This one surprises people, but yes, negotiate. I once got a $4,000 hospital bill reduced by 40% just by calling and asking if they had payment plans or discounts available. They said yes immediately. Companies expect you to negotiate. If you don't even try, you're just donating money to them for no reason. T is for track your net worth monthly. On the first day of every month, calculate your total net worth. That's everything you own minus everything you owe. Then watch that number grow. Celebrate every $5,000 milestone like it's a birthday. When I was at 32K, watching it climb to 35K, then 38K, then 42K kept me going. It made the sacrifice feel real. It made it feel like progress. Plus, tracking forces you to confront reality. If your net worth isn't growing month after month, something in your system is broken and you need to fix it. Reality check. Look, I'm going to level with you. Getting to 50K is genuinely hard. It took me 4 years and 8 months of consistent work. There were months where I wanted to quit, months where my friends went to Vegas and I stayed home watching Netflix with my roommates. But hitting that 50K changed my entire life. It gave me options. It made me confident, and it set up the next 10 years of wealth building. If you're at 0 right now, that's totally fine. Everybody starts somewhere. Some people start in the negatives with student loans. Your only job, your only mission is to get to 50K as fast as you reasonably can without destroying your mental health. If you want more detailed breakdowns on building wealth from nothing, I've got another video that goes even deeper into the strategy. But before you click away, hit that subscribe button for Mr. Coin Explains. More money knowledge coming your way. See you in the next one.